Hi there, I'm Stan The Annuity Man, America's Annuity Agent, licensed in all 50 states, that's including yours. What does the maturity date on an annuity mean? Great question. Glad you are watching this video because I'm going to dig in and tell you what that all means, but I'm not going to do any of that until I hear music. So I'm going to go over a lot today, why companies put maturity dates on policies, what that means, what your choices are, all of that stuff, so that when you get your policy and you see this maturity date on the policy, you'll understand exactly what that means. Hey, but before we start, I need you to do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell. That means that you're going to get alerted every time a new video comes out, which, oh, by the way, I do a ton of these. And you can leave a comment as well. I would encourage you to leave a comment. You know, I'm going to read it. I'm going to respond, even if you're mean to me. Even if you're mean to Stan the Annuity Man, America's Annuity Agent, I'm going to respond and give you the truth and the brutal facts about annuities. So, hey, hit the subscribe button. Thanks. The purest definition of the maturity date on an annuity is when you annuitize that contract, and that covers all types of annuities. Hey, remember that all annuity types have maturity dates, but let's just look at an example. If you have a single premium immediate annuity right now and you're already getting an income stream, you've already hit the maturity date. So what happens when you reach that maturity date that you see on the policy? Well, depending on the policy, you have choices that you can make at that time. I'll give you a story that happened the other day. A person bought a 5-year multi-year guarantee annuity from me, which is a CD product, obviously, annuity version of a CD. So it's a 5-year guarantee, but on the policy, it had a maturity date of like 50 years from now. So the guy calls me up and he goes, wait a minute, I bought a 5-year policy with the guarantee. I went, absolutely. So why does it say 50 years from now there's a maturity date? What that means is if it gets to that date and you have not contacted them, which isn't going to happen because you're going to be dealing with me, Stan the Annuity Man, but let's just say you get to that date, there's going to be choices and the possibility of you having to annuitize it at that point in time. Will that happen? Probably not, but that's what that maturity date means on your policy. So the question is, why do companies even put these long maturity dates on these products? Well, first of all, that's the law, that's the regulation. They have to. Remember this, annuities were put on the planet for lifetime income. So that maturity date is in essence saying at that date, if we don't hear from you, we're going to turn that into a lifetime income stream. I've come up with 2 very unique ways to determine if you need an annuity, and if you do, what type works best contractually for you. The first 2 questions that I've come up with. Every single person that calls Stan the Annuity Man, and I encourage you to do that, go to theannuityman.com and set an appointment to speak with me. But I ask them 2 questions. The first question is, what do you want the money to contractually do? And the second is, when do you want those contractual guarantees to happen? Let's take those 2 questions and I'll give you a couple examples. What do you want the money to contractually do? I want income. Second question, when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? I want income to start now. Well, then we've determined that you might need a single premium immediate annuity. Let's do it again. What do I want the money to contractually do? Income. When do I want those contractual guarantees to start? 7 years from now. Okay, we've narrowed it down to 2 product types. Deferred income annuities, it could be a QLAC as well, and income riders. Okay, from just those 2 questions, I'll quote all carriers to find the highest contractual guarantees, and then we will discuss them. Let's do it again. What do you want the money to contractually do? I want to protect the principal and get some interest. When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? Now. Okay, great. That is a multi-year guarantee annuity. That's the annuity industry's version of a CD. See how simple that is? So let's do it again. What do you want the money to contractually do? And when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? Now, the second thing I've come up with is an acronym called PIL. P stands for principal protection. I stands for income for life. L stands for legacy. And the other L stands for long-term care / confinement care. So let's do it again. Principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care, confinement care. If you do not need to contractually solve for one or more of those items in the PIL acronym, you do not need an annuity. There's no G for growth. There's no M for market. There's no S for stocks. It's PIL, principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care, confinement care. You can contractually solve for those 4 items using annuities. So let's do it again. 2 questions. What do you want the money to contractually do? And then use the pill, principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care, confinement care. That's it. That's the way to determine if you need an annuity and what type. And even better than that, if you don't need an annuity. Hey, I hope I answered all your questions about maturity date. By the way, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, is mature. I'm old. I've got gray hair. I digress. Go to my site, theannuityman.com. Get your quotes, get books for free, schedule a call with me, listen to my podcast, Fun with Annuities. But before you do any of that, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man video.